What's going on, people? I hope everybody is doing good. So, I was checking out this Dr. Umar Johnson interview on the Art of Dialogue, and he said some interesting things about the Electoral College and how the Electoral College actually picks the president and not your vote. Now, people have been talking about this for quite some time, but I'm going to speak about it again for those who possibly don't know. Okay, now I want you all to check out this clip, and then I'm going to come back with the commentary. Check it out.
The people do not choose the president. Presidents are publicly confirmed by the Electoral College. It is the Electoral College that votes for the president, not the people. Now, based on your popular vote, whoever wins the popular vote in a state generally will carry all of the Electoral College votes for that state. But the electors of that state are not required to vote for the person that won the popular vote. So, for example, you beat me in Pennsylvania for the popular vote for president of the United States. You clearly won the popular vote. The electors for the state of Pennsylvania, 99.9% of the time, will vote for you to be president because you carried the popular vote. But they are not required to do so by constitutional law. And the reason they are not required to do so by constitutional law is the United States government is not a democracy. It is a republic. It is not the rule of the majority. It is the rule of law. That's why the word democracy is not in the Constitution. The word democracy is not in the preamble. The word democracy is not in the Declaration of Independence. The word democracy cannot be found in any of the 50 state constitutions of this country. This is not a democracy. It is not the rule of the majority. It is a republic, the rule of the law. And who controls the republic? The aristocracy, the elite financial powers of this country. That's who really chooses the president. Now, if that is the case, why so much attention is put on the popular vote? Because since this is not a democracy, it is important to keep the illusion of inclusion alive and well. When people don't think they have a say in government, they overthrow it. When people don't think they have a say in government, they spark revolution. When people don't think they have a say in government, rebellions happen. So it is important for the power structure, the media, the corporate oligarchy to manipulate the American collective consciousness into voting for the person they pre-selected. It is important that the people come to the same conclusion through manipulation and indoctrination as the power structure. When the power structure chooses one president and the people choose someone else, then the illusion of a democracy begins to yield its dirty head. And that can spell trouble for maintaining the status quo and the social order. For example, in our lives, we've seen twice where a presidential candidate who won the popular vote lost the White House. Al Gore won the popular vote. George Bush won the White House. Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Donald Trump won the White House. They can't keep letting that happen, because the more and more that the people choose one person and the power structure choose another, when people start to see that we really don't control this government, we really don't choose our leaders, they start to rebel. And that's why so much energy is put into the popular vote, because it needs to confirm the selection of the secret government. Now,
wow, that's crazy. Now, if that's true, what Dr. Umar Johnson just said, then your popular vote means nothing. That means you running out going to vote for Biden or Trump actually means nothing. That's saying that, hey, even if you don't vote, we're still going to pick the president. But listen, I did some research on this, and I want to let you all know what I came up with. So, what is the Electoral College, okay? Based upon my research, the Electoral College is a system used to elect the president of the United States. All right? It was established by the framers of the United States Constitution during the Constitutional Convention in 1786 or 1787 or something like that. Okay, now, based upon my research, key figures like James Madison and Alexander Hamilton were instrumental in creating the Electoral College. The Electoral College was designed as a compromise between different methods of electing the president, and here's why. Number one, balance of power, okay? This is to ensure smaller states had a significant voice, balancing power with more states, all right? That's according to the National Archives of Electoral College history, okay? Number two, distrust of direct democracy. There was a concern about the general population being swayed by the public, okay, and swayed by media and the news. So the Electoral College was intended to provide a buffer, okay, that's according to the Library of Congress Constitutional Convention. Now, to speak on that a little bit, that's saying, hey, we don't trust you, all right? That's saying the Electoral College was put in position because, hey, popular vote, we don't trust you. All right. You may be swayed by the media. You may be swayed by what's going on. You may be swayed by what somebody said. And we don't fully trust you to elect the president. So, hey, you may pick this person to be your president, but us as the Electoral College, we can say, well, they picked that person off of emotion, so we're going to pick this person to be the president. Wow. Number three, federalism. That means reflecting the federal structure of the United States. The system allows states to play a direct role in the presidential election. That's according to the National Archives Electoral College. All right. Number four, practicality. In the 18th century, slow communication and transportation made the Electoral College a practical solution for the logistics of electing a president. That's according to history.com. Why was the Electoral College created? Now, who really picks the president, all right? According to my research, because if what Dr. Umar Johnson is saying is correct, and it seems like what he's saying is correct, then it may be some merit there, man. But who really picks the president, okay? Now, although the American voters cast their ballots for the president, it is actually the Electoral College that formally elects the president. Here's how it works. Number one, popular vote. Voters in each state choose electors pledged to their preferred candidate. Number two, electoral vote. These electors then meet to cast their votes for president and vice president. That's according to National Archives. What is the Electoral College? Number three, counting the votes. Congress counts the electoral votes, and the candidate must receive a majority 270 out of 538 to win. That's according to the National Archives Electoral College. Number four, contingency. If no candidate wins a majority, the House of Representatives elects the president from the top three candidates. That's according to National Archives Electoral College. Now, here are some examples of discrepancies between popular vote and electoral vote. According to my research, there have been several instances where a candidate won the popular vote but lost the electoral vote, thus losing the White House. This is where it gets juicy. Okay, this is what Dr. Umar Johnson is talking about. Number one, in 1824, Andrew Jackson won the popular vote, but John Quincy Adams was elected president by the House of Reps. Okay, that's according to history.com, 1824 presidential election. Number two, 1876, Samuel J. Tilden won the popular vote, but Rutherford B. Hayes won the presidency after a contentious electoral vote count. That's according to history.com, 1876 presidential election. Number three, 1888, Grover Cleveland won the popular vote, but Benjamin Harrison won the Electoral College. History.com 1888 presidential election. Number 4. 2000, Al Gore won the popular vote, but George W. Bush won the White House after a Supreme Court decision of Florida's electoral votes. That's according to History.com 2000 presidential election. Number 5, 2016, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, but Donald Trump won the Electoral College and became the president. That's according to History.com 2016 presidential election. So it seems that Dr. Umar Johnson is correct in what he is saying. Okay? Now, there have been calls to abolish the Electoral College. There have been many calls to abolish the Electoral College, stating that it does not reflect the will of the people, and that's true. If the people vote one way, but the Electoral College says, hey, forget your vote, we're going to put this person in the White House, then guess what? Dr. Umar Johnson stands correct. Okay? It stands correct. Now, however, the calls to abolish the Electoral College have gone unanswered, okay? It hasn't gained any traction, no momentum, all right? So that's where that is. But in summary, while Americans cast their votes for the president, it is ultimately the Electoral College that decides the winner, okay? This system has led to instances where the popular vote winner does not become the president, as I stated earlier, highlighting a complex but enduring aspect of American democracy. Wow. So you just heard Dr. Umar Johnson say, hey, the popular vote does not elect the president of the United States. And based upon my research and what I just stated to you all, Dr. Umar Johnson stands correct. He stands correct. So, wow. So technically, you're not electing the president. The Electoral College is electing the president. You're just running out there voting, and it's the illusion of inclusion to make you think that you're voting for the president when in actuality, the Electoral College is. So the Electoral College can actually put Kamala in if Trump wins in the popular vote, and the Electoral College can actually put Trump in if Kamala wins the popular vote.